Thank you. Please, again. Om Shuklam Bharadram Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vigno Pashanti Yasyatma Bhutasya Guru Prasadhat Aham Vimuktosmi Sharira Bhandat Saropadeshtu Purushothamasya Tasyangre Padma Pradhosmi Nityam Prahlada Narda Parasara Pundarika Vyasamrasha Sukha Savanaka Bhishma Dalbhyan Turkman Gada Udavan Upishnan Palgunadin Punyan Imam Parama Bhagavatam Namami Janmadi Asya Yata Anvya Jira Sarcha Abhijna Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Havaya Mukhyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Mritam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Sargo Amrita Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuham Satyam Param Dhimahi Nigama Kalpataror Ghalitam Palam Sukhamukad Amridam Dhruva Samyuktam Bipata Bhagavatam Rasamale Muraho Radhika Bhuvi Bhavukaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranama Dukkha Samanastam Namami Harim Param Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Last week we learned that where Krishna killed Kamsa Chanura, even the elephant, and finally he also killed Kamsa. Therefore, in India, they have a belief that anyone who's born in Ashtami Tithi, then they say, some people have the belief that it's not good for their maternal uncle. Why? Because maternal uncle Kamsa was killed. His life was taken away because Krishna was born in Ashtami. Therefore, some people believe like that. But there's nothing in, there's no truth in that one. The reason is because, well, there is a truth in that one, provided if the uncle is like Kamsa, then yes. But otherwise, we don't need to be worried. And we should be Krishna also. So none of us are Krishna. And I don't think uncles will be like so evil like Kamsas. So we don't need to worry about whether someone is born in Ashtami Tithi or Navami. If you're born in Navami, you'll go to the forest because Lord Ramachandra went to forest. And all those different things is not to be really very much concerned about. It really doesn't matter which Tithi, which day, and what we are born. What really matters is that whether we are dedicating ourselves in service of Krishna. Are we developing bhakti? That really changes the whole configuration that we are born into. So therefore, Kamsa after killing, Krishna after killing Kamsa, then he immediately told them to his friends and everyone, the ministers and everyone, to go release his parents, Vasudeva and Devaki. And we are in this 45th chapter of 10th Canto. Now Krishna goes and sees his parents after so long. When Krishna was in Mathura killing Kamsa, he was around in his 11 years. He was almost not 12, not less than 11. So in between, somewhere in his 11th year. That's how he was. That's old he was. So when he saw his parents, then Krishna started speaking to his parents. My dear mother, my dear father. And he just bowed down to his father and mother, taking their blessings. Because before this, what happened was, as you know, when Vasudeva and Devaki came to know that Krishna has killed Kamsa and all these great other demons, then Devaki and Vasudev mood changed. They saw Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. Then Krishna, for that reason, he somehow with his potency, he made them to cover that up or forget whatever it is their understanding is, so they can come back to their normal, like normal parents. And that's what Krishna liked to see in their parents as well. Otherwise, there is no much of loving exchange. If Krishna is going to be treated exactly like the Lord in Vaikunta, then there's no point in Krishna coming over here. The main purpose that Krishna comes over here to have that exchange between his devotees. If everyone is going to treat the same way, like how they treat in the Vaikunta, then Krishna can kill the demons just sitting and lying down on Ananta Sesh by just telling that let Kamsa die, let Hiranyakashipu die. He can just say something, not even have to say Sankalpam. Just by thinking, these demons will get, they can easily die. But the main reason that Krishna comes, not just simply to kill these people, not just simply to establish the religious principle, but the main purpose is for to give his affection, his love, and his association to his as devotees, the great devotees. That's why he comes here. Therefore, he doesn't want the devotees to start treating him like the supreme Lord, which he doesn't want to do that. Doesn't like it. Therefore, with his potency, Yogamaya potency, he just covered the idea that Devaki and Vasudev had. After that, Krishna said, my dear father, because of us, Balaram was also right next to Krishna. And as you know, Baladev is another son of Vasudev who was born to Rohini. If you remember the story, the very first time when we entered into the 10th canto, we saw Krishna's appearance, before that Balaram's appearance also. So Krishna said that, my dear father, because of us, your two sons, you and Mother Devaki, has to remain in anxiety, go through all the sufferings and pains. You never enjoyed the childhood, boyhood, or youth. What a fate that you all have to go through because of the sons you got like this. Krishna is telling about himself. You had sons, myself and my brother, but you have to suffer because of us like this. What a pain. That's what he was just saying over here. I was just remembering something from Ramayana, but we can go to that later. Now then he says is Sarvata Sambhava Deho Janitaha Poshito Yataha Natayor Yati Nirvesham Pitror Martyaha Satayusha. He said, with one's body, one can acquire all goals of life, and it is one's parent who give the body birth sustenance. So he's telling now this whole few slokas is about how Krishna appreciates our parents. This section is very nice session where it talks about how great parents are, especially when considered the parents are devotees. What else just you need than that, right? So he says, one get the body not just by just like that. It is only because of the parents one gets a body. Otherwise, you and I are talking and doing, and we can achieve so many things. And whatever we are doing, the people are praising us, and everything is just simply because we came into this world, got this body. But then who gave this body to us? Right? Of course, you all great devotees, you will tell it's only Krishna who gives. That is true. There's no question about it. But then an immediate one whom we know, who took effort to bring us into this world with the support of Krishna, is our parents. So he says that you've given us the body, birth, and sustenance, everything. Therefore, no mortal man can repay his debt to his parents. How much ever we can do, whatever we can try to do to our parents, we can never pay back what they have done in our life. And that's just not a sentimental statement. It is a true statement. What parents have done in our life, it doesn't matter whether it's an Indian parents or American parents or Chinese parents or whichever parent. Ultimately, parents are parents, right? So the parents, what they have done to us, we can never pay back them. And Krishna is telling this. Can you just imagine? Krishna is telling about his own parents. Then what do we have to think about our parents? Even if he serves them for full lifetime of 100 years, we cannot pay back to our parents. Yes, Tayo, I really want to go slow on these slokas just because of the potency of importance that is needed for all of us to understand, especially for the children. And Krishna goes next says, yes, Tayo Atmaja Kalpa, Atmana cha Dhanena cha, Vrittim na Vrittim na Tadhyat Tam Pretya Swamamsam Kadayantihi. A son who, though able to do so, fails to provide for his parents with his physical resources and wealth, is forced after his death to eat his own flesh. We are able to do things to our parents. Physically, we can do, financially, we can do, mentally, we can support our parents. We can do all different things to our parents. But if you're not doing these things to help our parents, then Krishna, this is Krishna's words. Krishna is saying that that person will be forced to eat their own body. Just imagine, right? You just take your hand, take your hand and start eating your hand. You are like chips, right? You what is that? Finger chips and all this. What are the different chips are there? You take your consider your
Like
finger.
a kind of like butterfinger and
Yeah, you know better than me. Butterfinger or whatever the finger. You think your fingers are butterfinger, all those things, start eating. Tiny pinky finger, very tasty. You can put some salt to it and start eating. Will you like to do that? No one would like to do that, right? But Krishna is saying those people who fail to reciprocate, those people who fail to take care of their parents when they can do it. This is an underlined point. When they can do it, when still they're not doing it, then after that death, they have to eat their own flesh. Mataram pitaram vriddham bharyam sadvitim sutam shishum gurum vipram prapannam cha kalpa abhibhrik chavan mritaha. A man who, though able to do so, fails to support his elderly parents, chaste wife, young child, or spiritual master, or who neglects a brahmana or anyone who comes to him for shelter, is considered dead, though breathing. So you have to remember these points and write down these things. Okay. The point is, it says man, it says son, but it applies to daughter and women also. Everyone is into this program. Okay. A man, we are able to do, but we are not supporting our elder parents, our spouse, children, guru, and also brahmanas, who everyone or anyone who comes to seeking for help. If you are not providing our support and help to that person, if it is dharma, in the process, in the path of dharma, then that person is considered to be a dead body. Even though he may be breathing, he is just a dead body. My dear father, mother, Krishna is asking for forgiveness. The Supreme Lord, the Lord of everyone, he is asking for forgiveness. Therefore, we can understand how important it is to seek for forgiveness. The only reason that we don't want to seek forgiveness is because of our own ego, or only because we are thinking always we are correct. These are the reasons why we don't want to ask for forgiveness for the mistake that we must correct. First of all, we must agree and understand and realize I have committed a mistake, right? If that realization doesn't come, if we think I didn't do any mistake, you did the mistake, you better ask me forgiveness, then there's a problem. We can't solve that problem. Okay. So here Krishna is saying that, my dear father, my dear mother, please forgive us for not serving you. We are not independent and have been greatly frustrated by cruel Kamsa. This is a situation case. Unfortunately, we couldn't help and serve you better because of Kamsa, Mama Kamsa, right? Because of him, we couldn't do it. And then after speaking this one, now, yevam aswasya pitro Bhagavan Devaki Sutaha. Beautiful verse this is. Bhagavan Devaki Sutaha. Bhagavan means the absolute truth, one who possesses all the opulences. And then contradicting statement is Devaki Sutaha, son of Devaki. One was the supreme Lord, Lord of all lords that we can think of. And then here, Devaki Sutaha. Two contradicting statements. One was great, is son of Devaki. That means what? That was staying there in the spiritual sky world is over here as Devaki Sutaha. Thus, having comforted his mother and father, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appearing as the son of Devaki, installed his maternal grandfather. Who is grandfather of Krishna? Does anyone know? Yes, this Diksha.
Um, I think Ugrasena.
Beautiful. Ugrasena. So Ugrasena was an old man. He was also put into the prison by Kamsa, his own son, right? So he was also released, and then Krishna made him back as a king. And the Lord said, O mighty king, we are your subject, so please command us. He was accepting this, the position of his grandfather. Then he was just saying to his grandfather, since I am present in your entourage as your personal attendant, all the demigods and other exalted personalities will come with heads bowed to offer you tribute. What then to speak of the ruler of men? So he was just making sure everything in Mathura has been taken care very nicely. And many kings came, they all offered their gifts and whatever they can do to the Mathura. And then the members over there, they all became very happy to see Krishna and Balaram staying over there. The days were passing. And then one fine day, Krishna and Balaram approached Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Maharaj was also there. He came along with them. You remember? He also came from Vrindavan. He stayed there. Now he's still there. So he went to Nanda Maharaj and then told to Nanda Maharaj. Krishna spoke to Nanda Maharaj, my dear father, because Krishna has two fathers, right? Two fathers, two mothers, right? So here he said, my dear father, it is time for you to go back to home because mother will be there and all the other people who did not make it, who couldn't come here, they will be there waiting for you. So kindly please return to Vrajadham, my dear father. And then before Nanda Maharaj asked, he said, we will come see you over there. Do not feel anything bad or separation. We will come and see you. This Krishna often says this one, right? Nanda was feeling, how can someone leave? How can someone go from Krishna? Right? Nanda, he was just crying. He was thinking, oh my God, how am I going to leave Krishna and go? He was overwhelmed with affection. When Krishna said, my dear father, you please leave now. And in Ramayana, if you see this one, many correlations are there with these things. When Krishna, when Lord Rama, when Lord Rama went with Lakshmana and Mother Sita, and likewise many citizens over there, they also followed Lord Rama, and Lord Rama sent them back, and they were very heartbroken. They couldn't really go back, but then because the order came from Rama, therefore they have to. At one point, Rama also just have to trick them, and he just went away before they got up after going to sleep. Likewise, here also, Nanda Maharaj was thinking, how am I going to go back? What am I going to tell to the people over there? They're going to ask me, where is Krishna? Where is Balaram? How can I leave you and go? And then Krishna somehow or other said, my dear father, please understand, it's better you go there and pacify them rather than being here. And me coming over there at this point of time, I just came here to see, I just came here to my father Vasudeva and Devaki, and they will go again depressed. Therefore, better I stay here and give my presence and serve them for some time, and then I'll come and visit you all. And then Nanda Maharaj was somehow or other pacified. Well, pacified means he didn't have a choice. Therefore, he has to leave, and he left to Brajadham. And then next, what happened is that in this 11 years when Krishna was there in Vrajabhumi, Vrindavan, he never went to school. Wow. He never went to school. For 11 years, he didn't go to school. What was he doing? whatever he needs to do as a Vaishya over there. Vaishyas means the mercantile class of people. He was just taking care of the fields. He was just taking care of the cows. That's all he was doing. And he was happy. He was happy. So over there, he was just happy. But then over here, the case changes. Now the quarantine is over. You got to be in person to the school. You can't just stay home. You have to come back to school, kids. Likewise, Krishna's time is over in Vrindavan Dham. Now he came to Mathura. The parents and everyone made arrangement. Krishna, you better study. You have to go to school. It's not going to be helpful if you don't go to school. You have to study. See, Krishna also went to school. Krishna also went to school, and he was an outstanding student. He was wherever Krishna, whatever Krishna did, he was just outstanding. Meaning he was marvelous, excellent. He was giving his full effort to understand that. Of course, Krishna doesn't need to know, learn, go to school at all. But why did he go to school? So that Diksha will not ask tomorrow, Krishna did not go to school, mom. I will also not go to school, right? No one will start telling things like that. Therefore, Krishna said, okay, I will go to school. Then they selected a very special teacher. Does anyone know what the teacher's name? Okay, Sandipani Muni, right? You remember that name? Someone is, oh yeah, I remember. Someone is thinking, I remember. Now I remember. All right. Okay, Sandipani Muni. So before that, Krishna got a second initiation. I mean, his initiation, Brahmanic, not second, his Brahmanical initiation. It is where you put, there is a process where the Brahmana, Vaishyas, and Kshatriyas, all three have to go through this process, an initiation process, where they get a thread over their, across their shoulder, a thread, sacred thread, which means after that, a person is ready to go to school to learn Vedas, not before that. Right? Therefore, one has to get initiated in doing that by getting initiated by a guru, by a Brahmana, then they can start learning the Vedas, not before that. Nowadays, we see that everything is put on the YouTube. Anyone can read, any age can read, whatever they want to read, they can read, but that is not the system. One has to get initiated in Gayatri Mantra, and then will be qualified to recite the Vedas and then
Prabhuji,
study Vedas. Yes, Meher?
is the Gayatri mantra the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya mantra?
No, that is not the Gayatri Mantra. Gayatri Mantra is a different mantra. Okay, and don't start. This is my kind advice, but you're free to do whatever you want to. Not don't go and start doing a Google search to play it over a YouTube or something. This has to, you can hear always, but then it has to be coming through a guru to us, right? Guru has to tell that mantra to us, then we repeat and chant that mantra. That should be the practice, not just by ourselves going through a document or YouTube and things like that, and not to be keep on playing over the, continuously these mantras. These are sacred mantras. So now he went to the Sandipani school. Sandipani was thinking, I'm going to teach Krishna and Balaram. Very good. So he was submissive. Krishna and Balaram was very submissive in the school over there. It's a place called Avanti. Over there, he was just learning all the different types of arts. It is said there are 64 arts, right? Knowledge of study. He learned everything in just 64 days. It says only 64 days. For us to even read one, it is said in industry that if you want to master a subject in one subject, you need to spend all your time, at least 5 years of time to become, to some extent, to be profound in that particular subject matter. 5 years. That's what they say in the industry. But Krishna was able to master everything, all the 64 arts in 64 days. And also he read all the scriptures. Everything that out there was taught by Sandipani Muni. And Sandipani Muni became very happy. And there's a list of what are the 64 things. If those who are interested, I'm not going to read out those things, but those who are interested, then they can go to Canto 10, chapter 45, verse 35, 36. In that, the purport, there are a list of items which has been given there. What are those 64 arts? So those who are interested can read that one. It includes everything, many things are there. Just to name few things, it says over here, Vaitaliki Vidya, awakening of one's master with music at dawn. That means one is able to play music, dance, right? Um, uh, and then another playing instruments, even painting, face painting. You all kids like face painting, right? Face painting, coloring, right? And making garlands, singing songs. I'm just skipping many things here because some things may not be very connecting to you all. Therefore, I'm just speaking few things. Anyway, so you can read this one from Bhagavatam. What are the 64 items of arts over there? Sandipani Muni, after teaching everything, he was very pleased having this grade 2 students. And then at the end, Krishna and Balaram have to leave. The school is over, the study is over. They have to return back. Then Krishna and Balaram asked their guru, it is the tradition that you have to give dakshana, something to guru. So he asked, how can I repay you? What can I do for you, my dear guru? Please tell me, what do you need? And we can give you whatever you need. And then Sandipani Muni said, he went to his wife and discussed, and then came back. And then he said, my dear Krishna, we lost our child, our son. He died in the ocean of Prabhasa. We went to Prabhasa. There's an ocean called Prabhasa. We went there and he got into the water and we lost him. He died many years back. So it'll be nice to have our son back if he can help. Son is dead and gone. Then he's asking something which is seem to be mission impossible. Can someone who's dead can be and gone after a few years, can we bring them back? Meher, can we bring them back?
But Krishna can.
Yeah, can we? I asked, can we bring them
No.
back? Yeah, but Krishna can, as you said, Krishna can do anything, right? So Krishna went to Prabhasa, Tirtha, over there. And then as soon as Krishna went, the ocean god, he just came out of fear, He said, my dear Lord, please pranam. He said, pranam. And then Krishna said, give the son of my guru. You're holding him. I want him back. I need to return him back to my guru. And then the ocean god said, my dear Lord, it's not my fault. I don't have your guru's son. I don't have your guru's son. What do you mean? Who has it? Well, there is a demon, Panchajana. He is in here in this ocean. This Panchajana is the one who took the son of Sandipani Muni. And then when Krishna heard this one, he immediately got into the ocean and he saw the demon Panchajana over there and he killed Panchajana. And he searched in his belly, but he couldn't find the boy. Looks funny, right? You may be thinking, what's happening here? The boy was lost and it was many years and the demon ate him and Krishna is going and searching. Does Krishna doesn't know that it's not possible? Well, as Krishna was searching, Krishna got something which is a conch shell from the demon, that demon. That conch shell is called Panchajanyam. Panchajanyam Rishikesham Devatattam Dhananjayaha. If you remember Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavad Gita, first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where all the names of the conch shell will be mentioned.
Prabhuji, this is the conch that Lord Vishnu has.
Exactly.
I was about to say that, Prabhuji.
Vishnu and Krishna are same, right? There's no difference, right? So Krishna got the conch, right? But you may be interestingly thinking that, well, that means Krishna did not have this conch shell before. Is this the first time he's getting this conch shell collection? Like how children collects coins or stamps or rocks and all those different things. Maybe collection. This is another collection that Krishna had for the first time, not before. No, that's not the case. Krishna always had conch shell with him. But this is the pastime of that particular event to connect the conch shell. Like how we saw in earlier also, Lakshmi came from the ocean of by churning the milk. It's the same story. Doesn't mean that Lakshmi Sri was not there before. She was always there. But this is all the pastimes. So that you and I can talk today these pastimes. So when Krishna, and then he got the Panchajanya, and after killing this demon, Krishna went straight to another place called abode of Yamaraj. Because everyone who dies, where they go? Not to the crematorium. Crematorium as the body goes, for sure, right? To get burnt or buried or whatever it is. But then as soon as we die, we go to Yamaraj.
Or Krishna.
Yamapatna, yeah. Yamapatna. So Yamapatna is a city where Yamaraj is there. So Krishna knows that this boy must be over there. So Krishna went over there. As soon as he went there, he took the Panchajanyam, the Shankar, and blew the not like this, but that Panchajanyam sounds really vibrant. So he blew the conch shell. As he blew the conch shell, the sound vibrated so much so, Yamaraj just got out of his seat immediately and ran to the entrance where Krishna and Balaram was standing right there. And he fell at the feet of Krishna and Balaram. Right? And then seeing Yamaraj, Yamaraj told that, my dear Lord, what shall I do for you? I'm Lord Balaram, who are playing like an ordinary human. And Krishna said, Guru Putram Ihanitam Nija Karma Nibandhanam Anasasya Maharaja Machasana Purushakritaha. He said, my dear Yamaraj, my spiritual master's son is with you. I need him back. I need him back. And Yamaraj did not have a second question at all. He said, so be it. So be it. So immediately he got the son of his guru and handed over to Krishna as he was when he left the world. He just gave him back. Because as per the rule, as per the boy's karma, prarabdha is called prarabdha karma. As per the prarabdha karma of the boy, he died and went to Yamapatna. Everyone has to go through this one. Karma cannot be excused. No one can escape from their karmas. Right? No one can escape from their karma. They have to go through this karmas. But over there, when Krishna went there, Krishna said, I want the boy back. Well, that's a law. How can you ask for the boy back? Because he has a karma to finish. He has to be in this world. He has to go through whatever he has to go through. So how can you pay? Yamaraj, who knows all the rules and regulations, because he is Dharmaraj, he didn't say anything. He just handed over that boy to Krishna without a second question. And interestingly, in the Skanda Purana, it is said when Krishna blew the conch shell, the Kinkaras, the servants of Yamaraj, who were in that planet, the hellish planet, were frying people, punching people, tearing the people's body and hitting the people. Everyone stopped when they heard the sound of Panchajanya. In fact, those people who are getting French fried into the hot oil, all those those people who are being fried over there all disappeared. These people are, what happened? Where did the papis, the sinful people whom were frying went? They were all missing. Everyone were missing over there. Just by the sound of Panchajanya, which blew from the lotus mouth of Krishna, everyone over there got delivered. They all went to spiritual world. This is from Skanda Purana. It says so, right? So the point here is there is a Samanya Dharma and there is a Vishesha Dharma. Samanya Dharma is a common principle, common rule that applies to everyone. But when there is a specific rule comes, then it's overrides a samanya dharma, common rule. For example, we're driving on the road, right? Everyone has to stop when there is a yellow light comes. We have to prepare to start. When the red light comes, we have to stop for sure. We can't keep going driving when there's a red light. That's a
We
called
can take a right turn when there's a red light.
yeah. So when there is a samanya dharma means the dharma, when there is a rule has been put, it is common to everyone that everyone should follow. But the ambulance doesn't follow the red lights. That is Vishesha Dharma. Means there when the Vishesha Dharma comes in place, the Samanya Dharma takes a second place. Likewise, when Krishna comes and says and does things, that becomes Vishesha Dharma. And that point of time, Yamaraj cannot say, well, I have a dharma that anyone comes to this hellish planet, they have to suffer. Therefore, I'm not going to return this boy to you. Yamaraj did not say that because he understood what is Samanya Dharma and what is Vishesha Dharma. When the Vishesha Dharma comes, they have to obey to that one, right? So that's the point over here. And Yamaraj understood this one. And then the boy was given to Krishna, and Krishna took the boy and went to his guru's place and then gave the son to his guru. And when Guru and Guru Patni saw their son, they were overwhelmed with love and affection for their kid. They are so very happy and they thanked Krishna so much. And then Krishna was asking, what would you like to have? I brought your son. Now, any further desire that you have, my dear Guru, please ask. I will fulfill that. And Guru, if just imagine if it was us, we would ask hundreds of things. Do this one, do that one day, and I need this one and I need that one. So many things we keep on asking. But see, the Guru said, my dear Krishna, I'm satisfied. I don't want anything else. I'm really happy. In Mahabharata also, we see a similar case when the Panchapandavas lost their game with Shakuni. And then this was 2 times this happened in Mahabharata. And the first time when this happened, and then Dhritarashtra let everything go. He just gave things back. But then he gave in a way that he asked Draupadi. He asked Draupadi, what do you want? I give you boon. What do you want? And Draupadi said that, my dear father-in-law, my dear uncle, he asked for first thing is that, let my husbands all be freed. He said, so be it. And then his second one, let them have their weapons back. And Dhritarashtra said, yes. And Dhritarashtra was so very pleased. And he said, ask for a third boon. And Draupadi said, that is good enough. I don't want to be greedy. I'm happy with what I have. That much is enough. And likewise, we can see here also, Sandipani Muni, even though he had an opportunity to ask more, but he did not ask. He said, I'm satisfied. He is satisfied. I don't want anything more. So something for us to also learn how we should be not greedy. So we should be happy with what we have. Now, at the same time, we should also understand the Guru could have made use of this opportunity. This is a different way of seeing things. Guru could have taken an opportunity and asked for, my dear Lord, I need your bhakti. I want to come with you. I want to return back to the spiritual world. I need moksha. He could have asked this one also, but there's no mention of that his Guru asked for these things. So he took, Krishna and Balaram took permission from their Guru and they returned to their city, Mathura. And now chapter 46 starts. In chapter 46, titled as Uddhava visits Vrindavana. Uddhava is friend and cousin and also a sort of a minister to Krishna. Uddhava is Krishna's father's brother's son. Okay, Krishna's father's brother's son. Therefore, they're cousins. So, father meaning Vasudeva, not Nanda Maharaj, Vasudeva. So, they're very close friends, relatives. And also, interestingly, Uddhava resembles pretty close to Krishna. He was pretty close. The way that similarities are so very same, how Uddhava was. At one point of time, we'll see later, the Gopikas of Vrindavan, they thought Krishna has already returned. So that much how Uddhava was looking like. So here Krishna spoke to Uddhava saying that, my dear Uddhava, I have a project for you. Please go to Brajadham, Vrindavan Dham, and meet with my parents, make them comfortable, and meet with all my friends and also make them comfortable. Because Krishna's not planned to go now, right? He's just not going to go. Therefore, Krishna wanted to make sure his parents, Nanda Maharaj, and then Yashoda Mai, and all the Gopikas and Gopas, they're all happy. They don't feel suffering of separation from Krishna. Therefore, he said, you should go over there. And because the gopis are always absorbed in me. Their life and soul are me. They are very devoted to me. So please go there and make them comfortable. And that's what Krishna says. My dear Uddhava, for those women of Gokula, I am the most cherished object of love. Thus, when they remember me, who am so far away, they are overwhelmed by the anxiety of separation. Anxiety of separation. We discussed about the separation in the last class, I believe, or a class before. A love of separation is higher than the love which is in person. Simply because I have promised to return to them, my fully devoted cowherd girlfriends struggle to maintain their lives somehow or others. Krishna, in the translation, it says the girlfriends. The girlfriends is not like how we have girlfriends and boyfriends nowadays. Even the schools, children, kids have girlfriends and boyfriends, right? That's not how we have to take this one. They're all devotees. Girls are his devotees, boys are his devotees, father, parents like people are his devotees, elders are his devotees, everyone is devotees. So we should not try to imitate that. Hey, look, Krishna had girlfriends. Let me also have some girls around me. Krishna had so many girls. Let me also have girls. Right? That's not how we should take this one. I know you're all growing and you know some of these things. So I'll stop there. Then next, Sukadev Goswami. Remember, this whole story is who tells all the story. Let's not forget the story between what Krishna and Uddhava is speaking. Who's telling the story to who? Does anyone remember even? We are in the 10th canto now. Almost two more. Yes, Samanvi.
Sukadev Goswami was speaking to Parikshit Maharaj.
Very good. Thank you, Samanvi. So yes, Sukadev Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj about this whole thing. And then Uddhava, with respectfully accepted the assignment given by Krishna to him. He got onto the chariot and got ready to leave to Vrindavan town. Okay. And then as he entered the Gokula over there, he saw the bulls. You don't see cows and calves and animals over here, right? You don't see any of the, you can see raccoon and what is it, a skunk and all those things. But then you don't see that too hidden here and there, or he hit by the on the road and dead, right? That's what we see. But over there, as he was entering into the village of Gokula, he can smell the earth, right? The earth smell is so very special, gandham. So it's very special. So you can smell the earth, and then you can hear the sound. The bulls and cows, they have a bell around their neck, right? Have you ever noticed that they have a bell around their neck, like how we have kanti mala and different malas around our neck? They have bells, and that nice sound. If you just can hear those sound, it's so nice. There's one kirtan where in Vrindavan they recorded one by a nice devotee, and we can hear that sounds of bells of the cows as they walk. They're mowing sound, and the birds creeping sound, and the people walking here with them carrying all the pots on their head, and all those different things that Uddhava was enjoying and watching over there as he was going to the ground, Vrindavan. Then from there, he went straight to Nanda Maharaj's home. Nanda Maharaj, as soon as Nanda saw Nanda Maharaj already knows Uddhava. He's seen Uddhava quite few times whenever he went to Mathura. So he's familiar with Uddhava. As he saw Uddhava, he embraced him with great happiness. And Uddhava also worshipped Nanda Maharaj, and they sat together. And Uddhava was given a first class food prepared in high class, all the milk products. So Nanda Maharaj inquired to Uddhava, asking, "How are everyone doing over there after the death of Kamsa? How is Krishna doing? How is Balaram doing? Does Krishna ever remember us? Does he remember me? If not me, at least his mother, Yashoda? Does he remember his friends over here, the cowherd boys and girls? Does he still remember his the friends, the cows who are his friends? Does he remember Vrindavan? Does he remember Govardhan Hill, his favorite mountain hill? Will Govinda ever return to see his family over here? Will he ever come here? I'm just missing his beautiful smile." And then as he was speaking, the tears was flowing from Nanda Maharaj's eyes. And Yashoda was also there, weeping and crying. And the house where, however, the Krishna left the house, it was exactly the same way. Some of the broken pots were lying there. Whatever Krishna was playing, some toys which was put over there before he left, it was just lying over there, because they don't want to take and make an arrangement, put everything back, because they want to remember and recollect how Krishna was before he left. They were just remembering only Krishna, and they were just crying. They couldn't control their cry and tears. And they were just talking about how Krishna was playing around, how Krishna was talking to them. And they were just talking like this. And then when Uddhava heard these things, he could see the love and affection that they have for Krishna. And Yashoda was continuing talking about Krishna's past and how he used to steal the butter and she used to tie him up in the mortar, and all those demons used to come and try to kidnap Krishna or kill Krishna, how Krishna took care of those things. They were just recollecting the whole pastime. And Uddhava then joyfully addressed Nanda Maharaj, clearly saying that don't feel sad, Krishna will come. Krishna will come. Yuvam, he said that Krishna will certainly come to you. And then after that, Uddhava was staying there for some period of time. And then he happened to meet other friends of Krishna, the Gopikas, over there. When the Gopikas saw that there's a chariot right in front of the Nanda Maharaj house, they saw this beautiful chariot, golden chariot. The gopis, the girls, they said, "Wow, did Krishna return back home? Maybe Krishna came back." And another one says, another Gopika said that, "Well, that would be really nice if Krishna's back." While they were talking like this, Uddhava came out of the house of Nanda Maharaj. And for a moment, they thought that is Krishna. But then they realized that is not Krishna. That's not Krishna. And Uddhava approached the Gopikas, the gopis. And the gopis started speaking to Uddhava. And this conversation is such a beautiful conversation. Brahmara Gita. This is called Brahmara Gita, a song of bee, honey bee, right? It's a beautiful, this chapter 47, where the gopis talks to the bee, honeybee, and the honeybee talking back to the gopis, because the honeybee is they start imagining that honeybee is sent by Krishna as a messenger, and how they talk to the honeybee, and what does honeybee tell to gopikas, the gopis, Radharani and others. That is 47 sloka, which a beautiful conversation happens, and we will see this conversation, what happened, in our next session. Okay, any questions? Bhavya?
Prabhuji, my question is how, like Uddhavji, he has the exact, like not exact, but like almost like he almost looks like Krishna and has such good qualities like Krishna. So doesn't that make him also kind of like a because he has like all the qualities of Krishna and he looks almost like Krishna. So doesn't it make him kind of like the just kind like like a incarnation of Krishna as a Uddhavji incarnation because he looks just like Krishna and have the exact qualities.
Yeah, just because he looks like Krishna doesn't mean that he is incarnation of Krishna. And also not that he has all the qualities of Krishna. That is also not right. He was resembling like Krishna. That's all. Right? But otherwise, he is a devotee of Krishna, pure, nice devotee of Krishna. That's all it is. Okay, Bhavya?
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay. Diksha?
Like Prabhuji, like when the gopis saw the chariot, like why did they think Krishna came back?
Because they are waiting for Krishna to come back. Krishna early before he left, he told, I will return. That's what his last word to these gopis. I will return. So they thought it is Krishna was come now from Mathura. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Anyone else? Anyone wants to say anything? We still have few minutes. I just don't want to get into another chapter, which could be a separate thing by itself to start with. Otherwise, I'll be rushing through this beautiful song of bees, which we all really have to deeply hear this beautiful songs. Yes, Rukmini, what's the question?
Like, what is the homework?
Thanks for the reminder. So, did anyone do last week's homework of, I asked you to draw something from the stories that you heard last week. Did anyone get a chance to do it? Did you do that one, Rukmini? You want to show to all of us? Oh, he went away.
So, like, I drawed Kuvalyapita and Krishna and Balaram.
Yeah, not able to see. You may want to bring it a little closer. Oh my goodness. It's really nice. So that's Kuvalayapita. And there is Krishna and Balaram standing right there, extended their hands to just fight with the elephant. Beautiful. Thank you. Very nice. Anyone else have done anything? Anyone wants to share anything? Any points, anything that you learned over this week? Okay, seem to be a chat. Yeah, Rukmini, you're saying something?
Richisha.
My dad wants to ask something.
Your dad wants to ask a question. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhu, I have not related to this question. I have one question. Can I ask now?
You can ask any question, but I don't know if I know answer for anything. I will simply say I don't know if I don't know. Please go ahead.
Okay. Krishna has shown Bonabandalu to the Yashoda when he eaten the sand at the time. When he opened the mouth, he shown 14 Bonabandas in her mouth. What is that Bonabandas? Do you know, Prabhu? I don't know.
What is Bonabondas? You may want to tell that first to all of us. Is a planet 14 planets?
I'm hoping. I'm also confusion for that one.
Narayan Prabhu, what is Bonabonda?
Yes, Prabhu, that is correct. Actually, 14 planets. Like in Telugu, we call it as.
Okay, thank you. So what's the question, Venkata, on that?
Means he shown only 14 Bonbandas. In the earth, so many stars are there. Why he not shown all the stars? Why he shown that only 14 of them in the mouth? What is the
No,
significance of that one?
no, that is that.
Because
No.
when he's child, he shown to the Yashoda Mataji. At that time, why he shown that one?
No, first thing is that not that he showed just the 14 planets, he showed the entire universe, universes, not just one universe, many universes. And even within that universe, whatever you're saying, the 14th planet, he could see, Yashoda could see herself in that planet where she's looking into Krishna's mouth. And in that mouth where Krishna, you have to imagine this, okay? You can only imagine this. Krishna opened his mouth. Inside the mouth, Yashoda could see the universe. In the universe, the 14 planetary systems are there. In that earth planet, Yashoda could see Yashoda over there looking into Krishna's mouth. And that mouth has universes. And in that mouth, the Yashoda who was looking into that mouth could see another Yashoda who was looking into Krishna's mouth. It just goes on, right? So it's just not 14, just a 14 planetary system. Krishna showed everything over there is residing within himself. That's a message. The message is that everything is within Krishna.
I agree that, Prabhu. Because today I asked Shanta one question about the Bhagavata. She told one thing, clarified me. Not only Viswas, so many Viswas are there. So many universes are he created. She told me that's why he has shown only one universe in the mouth, or he shown all the universes what he created. He shown in the mouth. That only my question. I mean.
But how does it? Yeah, that's fine. The question is nice, but what are we going to get out of it? Whether he showed one universe or whether he showed multiple universe, how does it really matter? How does it really matter to us? Frankly, I don't know the answer. I'm just trying to tell you, how does it really matter for us?
Yeah, why I'm asking means, if suppose all the universes he opened means, he only told the universes is there, or in the universes how the living beings are rotating and how they are living, and what is their living natures, where how they are praying the God, and how they are worshipping the God, and how they are attaching to the God. My question is that I don't know. That's why, Prabhu.
Okay.
In that universes, the human beings are there, or any other being, human living natures are there. How they are worshipping the God.
In other universes?
How they are worshipping to the God. How they are praying to the God. How they are attaching to the God. We are here, we are chanting by God by Hare Krishna mantra.
Okay.
In the other universes, if the human living natures are there,
let me tell you one
what
thing.
they are chanting, how they are attracting to the God,
Okay.
how they know the God is there or not.
Yeah, so the thing is, what Krishna showed to Yashoda is only simple thing. We say simple, but he just showed that every creation is within himself. That's all he showed, and seeing that, Yashoda fainted. Over. You have to come to the Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita 11th chapter, the 11th chapter is called universal form, right? Vishwarupa Dharishana, Vishwarupa Yoga, right? That chapter, you please have to read that chapter. That is different than what Krishna showed here. Here, Krishna showed everything within his mouth. And then over there, Krishna showed everything outside of Arjuna, as everything resides in him. That too only a fraction of it, right? So Krishna, Arjuna could see every single thing over there. Whatever he desired to see, he could see that one. Now, to answer your question, directly answer your question, how the other universes do what are the prayers, how do they worship God? We don't have any details about those things. Even within our 14 planetary system, the details about Bhuloka has been given very detailed. But the details about Swargaloka and other planetary system, we don't find much of many. There are details, but not many details are given there. So we only have certain access to certain things for us. So we can apply those things in this world, in this Earth planet. That's all we have information. So how they worship, what they do, it could be the same thing. It could be different. What are their dharmas? Who knows? It could be same thing also. We don't know. We don't have access to any all those things.
Yes, Prabhu, I agree that one. Because Narada will rotate all the lokas. He only access Narada. I don't know. In the Rama birth time, he came to earth and he spoken to his fathers and all of them. In the Krishna time also, he came to earth and he spoken to all of them. I don't know, at that yuga also. Then why in Kali Yuga, we are not seeing the Narada. Narada is coming. He will rotate all the lokas. That I know. But in Kali Yuga, anybody has seen Narada? He did spoken something, anything about
Yeah. There are, if you read scriptures in Kali Yuga, we have a lot of real happened stories where in Kali Yuga also people have seen Narada Muni coming and giving advices and talking, but he is not going to come and talk to you and I, because we are not such a soul like them. But in Kali Yuga also it happened. There are many stories. You take about Jagannath life pastimes, you can find those things over there also. In many other stories, we can temples and many other stories there where in Kali Yuga Narada Muni have come.
Yeah, that I believe. Narada will rotate all the lokas and he will spoke to all the people wherever he need, which people he want to spoke, that only he spoke. But in Kali Yuga also, I believe that only Narada is coming and he's speaking to some of the people. But that stories I didn't hear, Prabhu. That's why I'm asking. Maybe because I am not a full-fledged person to see the Narada. That much of capability I don't have. Maybe.
Yeah, stories are there. We can share sometime those stories. Okay.
That's why, because whenever Narada will come in that loka to this loka, he will tell what is going on that loka, what their people are doing. Means some of the things we have in the past previous books we have read, that only. In Kali Yuga also, he will tell to something about the other lokas, what they are doing and how they are doing. How he may talk to the other people also.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I think we are out of time. Prabhu, you want to assign homework to the children?
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Prabhu. That only.
No, thank you, Venkata. I think I'll try. When time permits or when opportunity comes, I can tell some stories of Narada over here in this world. What happened? I think if you're listening to the Bhagavad Gita daily bites, I think recently I might have told a story regarding Prasadam, where it happened in Jagannath Puri. So, where Narada Muni comes and how Prasadam comes into this world. I've mentioned one story, just one story I've mentioned. There are many stories. That one story I've mentioned over there in the daily Bhagavad Gita lecture also that happened. Okay, I can forward that to you. I can look for which one that is and forward that to you, and you can listen to that one also. Is it okay, Venkat?
Yeah, Prabhu. I also heard not only in Jagannath Puri, I heard some of the temples still the gods are coming and they're taking food and they're offering food, and they're
Yeah.
taking that food also. Some of the
Thank you.
temples I heard in that temples also, that all are in India only.
Yeah, 1 second. Sorry. Thank you, Venkata. I will move on because the Sujana is asking question, and also there's a
Sorry,
question in
okay,
the
Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So I think that let me take the first question, which came by Priya Mataji, which says here. Let me read out. Prabhu, Ashok Prabhu, we can do a couple of questions, right? We have time.
Okay,
Right?
sure, go ahead.
What should be the proper attitude towards those parents who are inimical towards their children? I mean, some practical tips I'm looking for. This she sent me directly, but I just realized she sent me directly. Hope that's okay. I read this one. I'm sure she's asking for someone's to help someone um, um, in their life in Krishna consciousness, whom she's in contact with. So I think this is quite related to the question asked by Kiranji last week. Pretty similar question, but it's a direct question of asking what we do if the parents are not supportive, they're inimical to the children. Is a simple thing is that as same formula, keep the respect, but keep a distance with such people, even if it is a parent, and if provided the age permits. If our age permits, we can keep a distance with respectfully, we can do that one. We are not Bhakta Prahlad, right? Bhakta Prahlad, in his case, his father was so inimical towards him, but then he was very respectful to his father, and so respectful in such a way, he never showed his anger, but he never changed his faith in Krishna. But at the same time, he was not disrespectful to his father, but he was trying to convey the message in a much more palatable way, which was not heard by Hiranyakashipu. But then even after the killing of Hiranyakashipu, his son Prahlad was asking to help his father soul. That was his boon that he was asking from Lord Nrsimhadev. So I think, in short, yes, we should respect irrespective of whatever it is. Parents should be respected, but then respect doesn't mean that we abide in everything that they say if they are inimical towards us, and we have to take a different approach to maintain that our self-respect with making sure we are not compromising our things, but keep a distance in some way. Okay, Priya Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your answer. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you. Sujana Mataji, this will the last question, and then we can close.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have one quick question on yesterday's Bhagavad Gita class, Prabhuji. We discussed about that Tat Shabda meaning, right? So before we chant that, do we need to follow any specific rules, Prabhu? And how do we chant that? You mentioned that Om Tat something. Do we need to follow any specific rules or anything? And what time? When exactly we need to chant that, Prabhu?
No, we can chant anytime. Certainly, it's not a issue chanting anytime. Whenever you want to start any auspicious thing, we can chant that. At end also we can chant. By closing also we can chant that mantra. The 3 shabda can be pronounced.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, Ashok Prabhu, back to you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So thank you very much for the class. We have the homework for the children. Do you know? Yes, children, you already know the homework? Yes. Okay. All right. Very good. You have a question or comment? Comment. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I like the whole class.
Okay. Thank you. Diksha.
I have a comment, but I have a question. Like, what was the homework again?
Who remembers what was the homework?
You guys not hear the homework?
Remember I was talking about the parents in the starting?
I wasn't here in the starting part.
We are talking about last week also we spoke about some important thing, how we have to be with the parents, and this week also we spoke about the. So what you all can do is you please write a thank you or a gratitude letter to your parents, and you're going to read it out next week over here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to write. You're going to read out here. Each one of you. This is not going to be optional, by the way. All these assignments were optional, but this is mandatory, meaning you have to do this assignment, and you're going to read it out. It shouldn't be too long, also. Otherwise, I won't be able to speak anything. It's be your class. So write one page of a gratitude letter to your parents.
gratitude letter are 2 pages long.
2 pages long. If you write 2 pages, you can send it across to us in a WhatsApp group. We will read it for sure.
Okay.
So you all got the homework?
Yes.
You got to write a gratitude letter to your parents.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Well, let it done. Thank you. Thank you so much for the
Can I tell
the participation. Okay.
the comment?
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Diksha added a comment.
Okay.
Yeah, Diksha, what's your comment?
I like the whole class.
Thank you.
I like the whole class too. Absolutely.
Greg. Thank you, Greg.
I third it. I cannot second it because I'm the third person saying that, so I third it.
All right.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Can I end now?
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.